You prayed for them. You cried over them. You begged Allah to keep them in your life. Maybe it was someone you loved, a friend, a relationship, even family. And despite all your prayers, they still left. Or maybe they stayed, but became completely different, cold, distant, unrecognizable. And now you're left asking one painful question. Why? Why would Allah allow someone you deeply cared about to walk out of your life? Why would He let your heart break like this? And why does losing certain people feel like losing a part of yourself? Most people think the pain is only about losing them, but that's not always true. Sometimes the real pain comes from losing the future you imagined with them, the conversations you thought you'd have, the memories you thought you'd create, the version of life you secretly built in your mind. And suddenly, it's gone. And that kind of grief feels unbearable. But this is where many people misunderstand life. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some people are lessons, some are blessings, and some are removals that save you from future destruction you cannot see. The Qur'an tells us something powerful. But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. Read that again. Perhaps you loved something that was quietly destroying you. Perhaps you were attached to someone who was pulling you away from Allah. Perhaps you were begging for something that would eventually break you far more than this temporary pain ever could. But because we only see the present, we confuse attachment with destiny. We think, if I love them enough, they have to stay. But love alone does not make something healthy, and attachment alone does not make something written for you. Sometimes Allah removes people because He heard conversations you didn't hear, saw intentions you didn't see, protected you from doors you were desperate to open. And you'll only understand years later why it had to happen. Think about your past. How many things once broke your heart that you now thank Allah for removing? That job you didn't get, that person who rejected you, that friendship that ended, that opportunity that disappeared. At the time, it felt cruel. Now you see wisdom. And the same may be true for what you're grieving right now. But here's another truth. Sometimes Allah removes people because you're making them your source of peace instead of Him. You become emotionally dependent. Their text determines your mood. Their attention determines your worth. Their presence becomes your emotional survival. And that's dangerous, because humans are temporary. They change, they disappoint, they leave. But Allah remains always. The Qur'an reminds us, unquestionably, by the remembrance of Allah, hearts are assured. Not by people, not by relationships, not by validation, not by attention. True peace was never supposed to come from people. And when Allah removes something, sometimes He's making room for growth, room for healing, room for someone better, room for your relationship with Him. And yes, that process hurts. Healing is not beautiful. Some nights you replay memories, you reread old messages, you wonder if things could have been different. That pain is real. But pain is not proof that Allah abandoned you. Sometimes pain is proof that transformation has begun. And one day, you may look back at the person you begged Allah to keep,
and thank Him for removing what you couldn't let go of yourself. Trust Him, even when your heart doesn't understand, because Allah sees the full story. You only see one chapter. And maybe what He removed was blocking what you've been praying for all along. Let go. Trust Him, and allow Allah to write a better chapter than the one you were trying to force.